Okay, now the actual time for impressions here. We're gonna go and talk about Battleborn. And now Battleborn, every time I say this is Battleborn, I think to myself, is this Battleborn or is this Overwatch? Which is no strike against the game, it's just very confusing in my mind. There's also that other one, the one from Bethesda that I don't know. I think it was really bloody and stuff, like there's blood shooting around. Yeah, July and August are catch-up ones, that's true. Um, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Battleborn. No, I don't want to edit the title. Battleborn. So there's an open beta, and I don't want to play this because I want to play Dark Souls 3 like every waking second. But I also want to play like pretty much every beta. It's a free game. I probably wasn't going to buy this game anyway. I had no interest in it. Didn't care. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Now, going back, one of my favorite games to come out. It's definitely probably my favorite multiplayer game to come out in years, because it's the only one I played for any regularity for a week or two, a couple weeks. And it was one of those PlayStation Plus free games, Awesomenauts. Believe it was PlayStation Plus free. I loved Awesomenauts. It's a 2D side-scrolling MOBA, more or less. You got your little creeps running around, you got powers, you get money, and you can upgrade with different little things. And I know that's obviously like a MOBA. And I know this is obviously like a MOBA, but this felt like Awesomenauts to me in the way that it's more action-oriented. It really is about, you have a connection with these other fighters that you're playing. When you're playing a game overhead, just for me, it feels like you're the commander, right? You're the guy issuing commands. Okay, go over here, fight the thing. Oh, this guy's coming up. Okay, we're gonna do that. When you're in first person or when you're doing a side-scrolling thing, you're in control of that character. You are that character fighting, and it's a different perspective. And maybe it's just all in my head, like most things. Actually, all of reality is in your head if you think about it. Don't think about it too hard. Think about that later. It's a key difference. And fighting in this game, where you're running around and you're leveling up. So each level up, I'm all over the place. Each time you level up, you get a pick. You know, do I want to do more damage with this, or do I want to do have like a healing factor with it? So you get to pick one of the two. And I didn't even really want to play this. I didn't even care. I really like it. It's so weird that Battleborn is a ton of fun. I don't know how well it's going to do. Well, I obviously don't know how well it's going to do in the market, but I don't know how well it's going to do in the long term when you get more, get better players and stuff in there. Or there seems to be some little balance issues that I'll bring them up now. This guy I'm playing with can feel a little OP. He's super squishy. He's a melee fighter, but once you level him up and get his ult, he can just go in and be this like suicide fighter and wreck shop, because he also has healing effect when he hits something. It's pretty awesome. He's pretty powerful. I don't know. I'm not a balance. I don't know. I'm just saying if I'm doing well, I seem to think it's unbalanced, because how did I do well? That's not right. Furthermore, these modes weren't about taking the enemy base necessarily. The other mode that I played was where you're fighting these sentries. There's 2 sentries in the opposing team's map and then 2 on yours, and you have to defeat them. It's not like League of Legends where you're destroying their base. And this mode was fighting minions, the little creeps, as I call them, running around. Back to balance. So it's a wide variety of characters. Like, I'm this little guy about the size of a human. There's smaller people. There's giant, probably the size of a small building. These giant characters, and that leads me to my other problem I found. There's not friendly fire, but if you shoot your allies, it hits them. It doesn't do anything, but it hits them, and it stops the bullets. That's a problem when you have this giant tank guy who is in the way, and you're trying to fight someone, and the other enemies are like not clipping through him, but like in his legs. You can't shoot him. You're shooting your own character, your own teammate. So that's a little problem to me. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. Furthermore, I played as the big guy, and it was awful. The big giant mountain man, terrible. He's not very good. in my opinion. But it doesn't matter. This is, the more I thought about these type of games and why there's like 16 of them coming out, the more I thought I'd like it before I even played this. Because when I played Borderlands, obviously Gearbox made this game, made Borderlands. When I played Borderlands, what I wanted was more skills. The game's fine to me, but what I want is, so in Borderlands you have one skill. So you're the turret guy, you press your skill, turret. Everything else is a passive boost. I'm a fan of passive boosts, but not when this is 5%, and the next level you get more, 5% more. Like, that's negligible difference. I want palpable differences. You know, there's a skill in this guy I get to pick. One of them was a 20% healing factor with each hit, or like 15% with special attacks, healing effect with special attacks only, or something. It was something like that. But those are noticeable things that you're gonna get. That's what I like. But back to Borderlands, not Battleborn, which is so fucking obnoxious with these names. It's a problem. They're all these one word. Overwatch is one word. No. I always wanted more skills. I always thought Borderlands would be more interesting with more skills. So you could map them to the buttons. Then you're doing this skill, you're doing that skill, you're waiting for the cooldown on this. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. It is so much of, okay, like this guy, I have my one skill that I trigger, it pops them up in the air. While they're in the air, I shoot them with this other thing, and then when they come down, I can do the ultimate move, and it just spins. He just sticks his sword down and spins like a Tasmanian devil. And then they're dead. You pop them in the air, they can't run away, they're flying away. Then I can even just trigger the ult there and spin, and they die. That actually feels a lot like League of Legends and MOBAs. But that's what I wanted. That's what I want from Borderlands, is these different skills that you link together, that you're actually using, as opposed to just shooting all the time. Because the shooting's fine, the shooting's good in Borderlands. And the shooting's pretty good here, too. But the interacting of the skills and the other players there, too, is very interesting and very fun. I really do like it. It does seem this game would have been more well received if there weren't 16 other ones coming out at the same time, or if it came out a year ago. Well, maybe not right after Evolve, when people were all pissed off at Evolve. But I really like this game, and I did not. It says something when I'm super into Dark Souls, and Dark Souls came out this week, so I want to play Dark Souls 3 all the time that I have available. But I kind of don't mind playing this game. Like, the beta's still going on, I'll play a little bit more. And that really says something. That, as big of a Dark Souls fan as I am, this game is fun. They know how to make good first-person games, Gearbox. As for the single player, there are two little single player levels in this. I played the first one, and it's fine. I played it solo, which might make it less interesting. But if you're looking at, can I play Battleborn solo? Should I play Battleborn solo? Probably not. Can you? Yes. It just felt really weird. The whole level was about 40-45 minutes, which seems too long in a game where this is the level, and I don't think I can quit and leave. It's not like Borderlands I can quit and leave. It's not like Borderlands where there's side quests. There's little challenges you can do, but that's not really relevant. And it was fine. In the beta, it shows slots for, I think, 8 or 10. I think it was 8. Single player or co-op missions. It's not a campaign. It is a campaign, but it's not a campaign in the way of like a Halo campaign or a Call of Duty campaign. It seems like this is your level and you're starting here and you're ending here. This is your level, starting here and ending here. It's not single player version of the multiplayer stuff. It's completely different. It's more along the lines of Borderlands, and that feels like Borderlands, which is great. But they kept on having bosses, and it was just really obnoxious to me. The whole idea of a boss is that it's a reward, right? It's something that you get to the end of the level, or you get to halfway through the level, and there's a crazy thing that happens. And like, well, there's this giant spider, and he's got the weak spot, and I gotta defeat his shield, blah, blah, blah. That's cool, okay? But there's nothing here. Like, there's when there's nothing here. I don't know where my brain wanders. It's when you have 5 bosses in 40 minutes, it becomes boring and monotonous, and these guys are such bullet sponges. And maybe it was because I was playing solo, sure, and I was playing as a sniper class, so it was probably a little weird. I didn't know he was a sniper. I just picked a random character. Doesn't really matter. It 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 negates the novelty of a boss to have a boss every 5 seconds. That's my point. And if there's only 8 single-player missions, even if they're all about an hour, that's not a lot. And if they're all so long, why would I want to repeat them? There's nothing to do. I would have rather there have been 20 to 30-minute missions and more of them as opposed to 40 to an hour missions. They're just too long. And you keep fighting like, okay, now I'm here and I'm fighting this boss. And now I'm slugging through here and I'm fighting this. And it's like, this isn't that compelling. Like, there's no attachment to these characters. That's the problem it has going for it too. Is like there's no attachment to any of these people. They're just random dudes, and a lot of them are very visually distinct. We got the sword guy, we got this weird angel robot, mushroom head, and then we have Soldier Man, who looks like generic default soldier in any game ever. So much so that he killed someone playing as him, killed me several times because I just thought he was a neutral creep guy. I had no idea he was an enemy. He just looks like a soldier. Looks like a default enemy. So there's that. Again, all over the place. The single player, I don't think is that interesting. Maybe for co-op, sure. But the stuff here, and the highest praise I can say, here's where I kill some dudes. This is me waiting out the clock for my cooldown on the ultimate move, and then executing and killing both of them. I died anyway, but I don't care. They died. The multiplayer, the highest, okay, back to that. Highest praise I can say for the multiplayer is that even when I was losing really badly with as the giant guy, I was still having fun with it. I was still enjoying it, and that's the same thing I had with Awesome Nuts. Like, I didn't care if I was winning. It was just fun to run around and kind of fight some guys and have some fun and just mess around, and that's what I want out of it. I don't want this to become, and it can, and that's fine, but I don't want it to become a new esport and everyone's getting all hardcore. Like, no, I want these games to have the dumb idiot who just has an hour to play mode. I want to be in that multiplayer rotation. No one's in voice chat. Everyone's dicking around. And we're not pro. We're just swinging swords at stupid robots. That's all I want. And that was what was here, more or less. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. This is rambly. Everything I do is rambly. But it's a lot of fun, and that's the best part about it. Is I didn't want to care about this game. I didn't want to think about maybe buying this game potentially down the line now when it releases, but I didn't care at all. And I probably made fun of it several times because it has 16 other, Overwatch, the other one, that other one, the other one, the third one. But I really liked it. I think they really do have something. Gearbox is very talented. And they do have something here. It's very unfortunate it's releasing in May, which is crazy month. And then next to Overwatch as well, which is Blizzard. Obviously a big company, Blizzard. But they might have it. I mean, you can market this as from the guys that made Borderlands and be very successful. It's not Borderlands. I think that's good, because I kind of, as much as I love the open world of Borderlands, I get a little bored. It's just so samey. This has moments. There's 20, 30 something characters. That's interesting. You can try and learn a new character all the time. I'm down with it. I'm down with Battleborn. I keep forgetting what it's called, and I kind of have to stop for a second and remember Battleborn. Because I want to call it Borderlands, or I want to call it Overwatch. Not a good thing going for it. Not a good thing. Especially if you're at a store, and you're like, oh, I want to buy the new, oh, what was it called? There's like a team fighting. Could be any fucking game. Could be any fucking game. Ridiculous. I think I killed these guys too. Either that or I died. This is why I say he's overpowered. Also, I'm playing on PC with a controller, so if I kill you there, you suck. Just kidding. Well, not really.